thin looking.
Try to find a tree that looks like it. It could be a Norfolk Island pine.
Okay.
The deer like it.
Deer like almost anything this year. If it's a Norfolk pine, it's a house plant. Can't leave it outside or in the breeze. Pinch off a little piece of limb and bring it in. Let's see what it is, and I can answer that question. Lemon tree. Lemons are not especially cold hardy. If you have a protected place, you can plant it, and unless we get a real cold winter, it'll do beautifully. Any plant is easier to maintain, any tree is easier to maintain in the ground than it is in a pond. But if it's something you're going to have to move in the winter, sometimes it's necessary to leave it in a pond.
And the deer like it or no?
And the deer will eat almost anything when they're as hungry as they are this year. Deer are eating cedar trees. It will ultimately kill them. It impacts their throat to get to where they can't swallow. But I see deer eating cedar because they are so hungry. We need something that kills about 80% of the deer in the hill country, and the whole herd would be much healthier. Now, a biologist telling me that the healthy carrying capacity of the Texas hill country is probably about 800,000 deer. Right now we have something over 12 million. We're going to have a drought, we're going to have a hard winter, and you know, most of them are going to starve. And I'm not a hunter. I used to hunt. I just got tired of shooting things. But I sure don't oppose to. I'm not opposed to hunting. The most humane thing we could do would be to eliminate the great majority of the deer, and the ones that are left would be a whole lot healthier. But don't get me on that soapbox. Deer are going to eat anything. You can spray with liquid fence and it will work for a while. But the only thing that effectively repels deer is a 7.5-foot fence.
I have a crepe myrtle, which I did not, I guess, chop off or take off the excess limbs. So it's not really a tree at the moment, it's a bush. So do you suggest I do anything from it later on to make it into a tree? Or just
If you like it as a tree, make it into a tree. If you like it as a bush, leave it as a bush. It makes no difference to the plant. It will grow equally well both ways. It will take up less room at eye level if you make it into a tree. But if you got room for it to be a bush, you'll have more flowers and more plant.
So when's the best time now to prune a tree?
During the winter months. Come to my pruning seminar and I'll teach you how to do that. Yes?
If you've got a crepe myrtle limbs that, you know, have so many flowers that really hanging over, is it okay just to cut them like now?
Sure. Won't hurt anything. Light pruning at this time of year is no problem. Heavy pruning is a problem. Yes, ma'am.
Palm trees. I had 2 palm trees out around the swimming pool, and they died on me. So now I want, and I had them for, I'm going to say 20 years.
Okay.
So they have a lifetime, and the palm trees die.
They have a lifetime, and there are only a couple of palms that are really hardy in this area. The only 3 palms that I will recommend to you to plant in the yard are sabal palm,
Sabal?
S-A-B-A-L, single trunk and relatively low growing, windmill palm, single trunk and very tall growing, and Mediterranean fan palm. Multiple trunks and fairly low. Thanks for coming. Those are only 3. You probably have either a Phoenix palm or a Mexican fan palm.
It was a fan palm.
Yeah, it's probably one of the Mexican fan palms that
So
eventually
if I
gets
want a
up there.
fan palm again, I need to get the windmill.
Windmill, if you want a tall palm, that is by far the hardiest.
Okay.
And the Mediterranean?
Mediterranean just makes multiple trunks and gets about this tall.
Okay.
Beautiful
Medium-
palm if you
medium
got room
height.
for it to do this.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about the banana, other than a palm, banana tree?
There are many, many different, quote, banana trees. The old common banana, which is, you know, an anise, no, not an anise, can't say it right now.
Just the green leaf palm.
Just the green leaf one. It's going to grow. If it gets 15 months of continuous growth, it will put on bananas. If it freezes back, it'll come back and put on more leaves and freeze back and come back. If it puts on bananas and it starts making new shoots coming out from the base, if you give it lots of sun and lots of water, they're fine. In a cold winter, they will usually freeze all the way to the ground. And I know of, thank you, I know of nothing on earth that stains as badly as the sap from a banana palm. So when you get out there to cut it back or whatever else, wear the oldest clothes you've got because you're going to ruin
Okay,
it.
the next thing is, what can you do or get rid of volcanic rock? These people, that property we own, they put a layer of plastic on their rock. Now it's wild grass coming through it.
Yeah. You're going to have to get rid of the plastic. First of all, the rock isn't hurting anything. If you actually work the rock into the soil, it would improve the soil. It's lava and it's not a bad material. But you haul it off, you bury it, you use it as a mulch somewhere else. The rock wasn't the big mistake, the black plastic was the big mistake. Yes, ma'am.
You have so many beautiful bougainvillea out there, but the colors are not labeled.
They come to us assorted. Some of them I can tell you what variety they are.
They are day neuter.
I'm sorry?
They are day neuter.
Yes, everything we have is day neutral, sure is. But when I ask my grower for a specific variety of bougainvillea, he says you will get grower's choice. That means I will send you what I want to send you. And I will always send you the prettiest and best ones I have. But it just won't take the time to label them. Yes? Not well. The only thing, I mean, if they have a limited root system, if they're newly planted, yes, you can move them. But in this kind of stressful time, the only thing that I really recommend transplanting now are sagos, all cycads, and true palms. Can and should be moved at this time of the year. But anything woody, much, much better to wait for cooler weather.
I've got another question for you.
Yes?
The beds, the one bed around the pool now,